a juice from artichoke.
Oh. Ooh,
Some call them Indian potatoes.
Yeah, Indian potatoes. I've dug them up and ate them, and they weren't the good.
I like them.
You didn't like them?
Yeah, I really like them.
They were all right. I mean, it's a starch for what was used for our diet.
We roasted up a whole
Almost
big
like they
tray
have
of them.
leaves like a
Oh, I haven't
sunflower.
tried them like that. It probably was really good that way.
They have leaves like similar to sunflower.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
almost
Yeah,
exactly
and
like
it'll get a
sunflower.
flower on there.
What color flower is it?
I think it's a yellow flower.
Oh,
It's like a sunflower, huh?
Yep. And so some people might think it's a type of sunflower when actually it's not.
This
They're usually very invasive. So if you try to plant these in your garden, they'll take over your garden. It's kind of like peppermint, the mint family. They're very invasive. You want to keep them in a contained area.
this
if
is
you're gonna,
invasive. That vine.
Yeah.
That's invasive.
So this vine right here, this is wild grape. The leaves are edible, and the fruit is also edible. You get them little bitty purple grapes on it.
Oh,
So a lot of these plants were used, and can still be used, I should say,
I
as
wondered
food
if
or
they were
medicine.
edible. I didn't know if they were, so I never ate them.
Yeah, my granddaughter, I started teaching her plants when she was 2 years old, and this was one of the first ones I taught her. And do you want to try it? She calls it sour candy.
Eat it?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What is that?
It's a little offshoot from when to be able to tie to something so it can climb.
Huh.
And that's all it took was for her to taste it one time. She's never forgotten the plant. Because every year she'd be asking for sour candy, and I'm like, it's not ready yet. As soon as spring comes around, and I'm like, it doesn't grow in the winter. This right here is goldenrod.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And a lot of people are familiar with that one. Some people, and you're gonna, if you start to learn about plants, if you learn from a variety of people, you'll probably get entirely different information. So just kind of keep that in mind. A lot of people know a lot of different plants and their medicinal uses, but this is one that they also use for cancer when they use combinations. And when we get to the, if we see it, it's not out yet. I don't see it over. It might be over on the other side. The Queen Anne's lace also is used for cancer and diabetes. Well, this is the Queen Anne's lace. It usually grows in fields along the road, and you can tell Queen Anne's lace, and you can make jelly out of these flowers. You can pick these flowers, and you can also, well, there's some other flowers, but in the middle, you're going to see this little bitty thing, and it almost looks heart-shaped, and it'll turn black when it gets bigger.
Yeah. I seen that. I thought it was a bug at first.
It's also known as wild carrot. If you, and it looks like the leaves look just like a carrot if you've grown a carrot.
Yeah.
And if you pull the root is edible, and it tastes like and it smells like a carrot if you pick it.
Is it white?
The root, not really white, it's kind
Like
of
off-white?
off-white. It's not like bright white. This is wood sorrel. It looks kind of like a clover. It'll get little yellow flowers on it. And it tastes like a green apple. Have you ever eaten a green apple, like from the tree before it fully ripened? So if anybody wants to try it. They say it tastes kind of lemony, but to me it tastes just like a green apple. I ate a lot of green apples when I was a kid.
I like green apples with coke.
We used to always eat these as a kid.
Yep, and it's good for you. It's got a lot of nutrients in it. The caution that would come with it is if you have anything going on with your kidneys, because it does have oxalates in it, which all green plants do. But some have higher and some have lower. But if you're just eating not like over big old bowl full, you're fine. It's just
Like popcorn.
But yeah, we used to do a wild edible food salad, and that's one of the ingredients we would put in it. This right here is called sweet Sicily, and you can tell it's starting to go to seed already. It tastes like black licorice. Kind of smells like it too. I don't know if anybody wants to try a leaf.
I do.
It's a real mild licorice flavor.
Excuse me.
Little plant right here. It's really pokey when it gets bigger. It's not too bad right now, but it has a lot of thorns on it. This is called wild yam. Yeah, I see that. The root of this was used by women to help with any transitioning into menopause.
Oh, wow. I know, right?
I'm kidding.
I'm not.
It's high in progesterone, and progesterone is a master hormone, and both men and women have it. It's not just for women, and what it does is it can go on to create other hormones. So if your hormones are starting to change or to not have enough of something, if you use that can create another hormone.
Oh, wow.
So
So what did they use, the leaves or the roots
the root,
from them?
the root.
Oh, okay.
So this one right here, it's done flowering now, but it's wild violet, and there would have been a purple flower on that. You would use the root for any problems that having to do with the nervous system. So anything going on with the nervous system, you can use the root. This plant right here is horsetail. It's been around since prehistoric times, is what I was told. And you would pick that and dry that. You would use the top of it, and it's most noted for using for kidneys or arthritis.
Which one is that?
Horsetail.
This one.
They would also call it scouring brush. You would let it dry, and then they would use that to, like scour, like a scouring pad.
Okay.
There's a lot of, it's really high in silica, so it'll be good for nails, hair, and
I gave that to Isana when she broke her elbow, and it healed like 2 or 3 weeks later.
this right here is white pine. The sap from the white pine, they call it pine pitch, had a lot of uses culturally. But for more medicinal purposes, it helped. You could use it the same thing you would use a tetanus shot for today. So any kind of open wounds or something that could potentially become infected, you would put that pine pitch on there and help heal it. You can tell how old the tree is, this particular tree. This is how much it grew in 1 year. That's how much it grew the next year and next year. And if the branches are shorter together, then you can tell the tree was stressed in some way. Perhaps it was really a drought year, or maybe some other trees were bigger or got in its way. So that's how old you tell the tree is. These smaller ones, these branches are not here anymore, but you would still count them. The needles on this is the one they use for women for when they're doing their cleansing medicine.